Hello YouTube. I have decided that I'm going to be self-employed by the end of 2026. It is a big challenge to undertake because I've tried to be self-employed several times before and I have failed. I've made almost no money. I was once laid off for most of 2022. I tried to build a business. I tried to get freelance gigs. And it took me nowhere. It took me nowhere. So I am basically stepping into water that I've stepped into before and nearly drowned, but I'm just gonna step in again voluntarily, and this time I'm gonna swim. This time it's just gonna work because I said so. This will just be a video of me laying out my plan, laying out my idea, helping you guys get on the same page as me, and then in the next video you'll see a vlog of me like doing the stuff. So what is the page that you and I need to be on? Let's chat. So I guess the first big question is, why am I doing this? Long story short, corporate has never worked for me. Literally never. I got my first corporate job. I graduated college with a degree in animation. And every single month that I was in college, not every month, every semester that I was in college, I tried to apply for internships and I never got any. And at first it was like, it's because I'm a freshman. They don't normally take freshmen. I'm being an overachiever, I know. But the desperation grew with each semester, and so by senior year I was applying to every single animation internship I could find worldwide. As long as they spoke English, I was willing to go anywhere. I was willing to do anything, and I never got one. Despite being top of my class, apparently that wasn't good enough. So I graduated college and continued applying to animation jobs. I lived in Atlanta at the time, which has a bit of a Hollywood scene. Couldn't get anything, so I moved to LA, which is where I am now. And here, Disney's here. I had more options here. So I'm applying, and it's all a waste of my time because I never got anything. I got my first job in graphic design after corporate had already failed me in animation. Got a job in graphic design, and after about 3 months I was like, oh, I have no time to live my life. Like, I drive here, I work all day, I drive back home, and then it's basically time to eat, dinner, shower, and go to bed. I don't have time for me. And I felt so weird about that because I just got out of college, where I was also had an hour commute, where I was also spending all day there, but somehow I had time to do things in college and I don't here. It's because in college classes aren't that long. In classes I was drawing because it was animation, so I was doing stuff that I liked. But anyway, I just felt like my life was not mine anymore. It belonged to this company that I was doing graphic design for. So the work started to get irritating. The commute was irritating. The time that I lost in my day was irritating. Everything was irritating me, and then I got laid off. So then after getting laid off, I got a certification in UX design. I already had this experience with graphic design, and I started applying to graphic design, motion design due to my animation degree, and UX design due to my certification jobs. Applying to these jobs, building up my resume, building up my portfolio. I was on ADP lists, meeting with designers to do portfolio reviews and meeting with recruiters to do resume reviews and all of this, and I continued to be unemployed for a year. Nobody wanted me. I still wasn't good enough. And I finally got the job that I'm at now, and they laid off my whole team and gave me all the work. So corporate has never ever worked with me. It's never wanted me to be happy. It's never wanted me to thrive, and I've decided to stop fighting with it. I've decided I'm not going to spend years applying to animation jobs and never getting a single interview. I have decided I'm not going to spend months applying to 500 to 1,000 jobs to get one interview for a corporate job I don't even want. I have decided I'm not gonna wait to get laid off again. I've decided I'm done with all of it. I'm gonna do me. So I'm gonna be putting in essentially the same effort that I was already putting into applying to 600 corporate jobs to get an interview with the current place I work at. Instead of applying to 600 corporate jobs, I will send out 600 cold emails to try and get clients for myself. I will apply to 600 things on Upwork. I will spend 600 hours in my small business. Like, I would rather that time go to doing what I want to do, because corporate is just not working for me. It psychologically doesn't align. It doesn't align with the lifestyle I want to live. It doesn't align with my efforts. Apparently I'm not good enough for any corporate job if I have to send out all these applications to get one interview. Like, it's just not made for me, so I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm done fighting. I'm giving up the good fight. I'm gonna go do my own thing, and it's a trade-off. I'm thinking lately about my childlessness. I have no kids, and I am 27, and I've been thinking, as I get older, my opportunity to have kids shrinks. But as I get older, I also don't seem to want them. I've traded off this family that I thought I would have and thought I would start for the freedom, for my life, for the way that I want to live, for the ability to just get up and move and do whatever I want and not have to worry about little Johnny's school district, for myself. I've just decided kids might not be for me. You know, we'll see what the future holds, but right now I'm not really pressed about it. And I feel like this is a similar trade-off. I will be trading off the security that a full-time job brings, the security that comes from being able to apply for unemployment if you get laid off, the, you know, certainty of knowing that if I go and I do this stupid work, at least I'll get the paycheck. I'm trading all of that off for a more unstable life, a more wild life, but a life that I will like more. A life that aligns with me, a life where I get to do what I enjoy and be creative every day. So that's what I'm gonna go for. And it is a bad time, right, to quit your job. We're in Trump's economy. But that's also thinking, like, mindset wise, it's been a bad time the whole time. I graduated in 2020, so that was a bad time. I was applying to jobs in the film industry in 2021, 2022 when they were doing the writer strikes and stuff, so that was a bad time. I got my first graphic design job at a real estate agency around the time that the interest rates rose and real estate crashed, so that was a bad time. I was laid off when absolutely everybody was laid off, so that was a bad time. And now it's Trump's economy. It's always a bad time, so I'm just gonna do it anyway. I'm being a little bit unhinged, but not really, because this has been a long time coming. It's been 5 years of doing corporate work that I never wanted to do, so I'm gonna stop. All right, so talk is big, but talk is also cheap. So what I really need is a plan, and we're gonna discuss what that plan is here today. Number one, I've never been paid very much from my corporate jobs. I was told in animation college, you know, entry level, like junior storyboard artist, that was the job I wanted. Probably like 60, 70, 80K, depending on the studio, and then it's up from there. I never got those jobs, so I've never been in that kind of financial situation, so I don't make that much. As a result, I don't spend that much. I live in this teeny tiny itty bitty little bedroom and that's all I pay for. So I don't have a ton of bills, which is great for switching to being my own boss because I don't need to make a ton of money. I have run the numbers and realized in order to pay my very, very basic bills and to pay my taxes, nothing else, no savings, no fund money, none of that, just bills and taxes, I need $3,000 a month. And to me, that feels achievable. So here's the plan on how I'm going to get at least $3,000 a month by the end of the year so I can leave my job, grow my income further, and work for myself. Number one option is UGC, user-generated content. I am getting into Reels and making short-form content, and it's been going pretty okay, and I wouldn't mind doing that for other brands. My focus for UGC is going to be food and beverage because I like to eat, and the lighting in my bathroom is awful, so I don't think that skincare and makeup would really be good for me. So I'm going to do food and beverage, UGC, and I'm going to be cold pitching, emailing small, medium-sized businesses, sending them my portfolio, telling them about, you know, what UGC is, why it's helpful, la-di-da-di-da. And from the research I've done, beginner UGC creators charge about $300 for a video. So since I need $3,000, if I could get 10 videos, somebody asking me for 10 videos a month, UGC could be my thing. So that's one thing that I'm going to be trying. Idea number two is freelance graphic design. For this, I will be pitching warm leads. So UGC, it's all cold. I'm just reaching out to random businesses. For graphic design, I'm trying pitching warm leads. So I'm already on Upwork, and I'm going to be pitching on there. I will probably get on Contra, ask people on LinkedIn, things like that, but I'm just going to be pitching people. A lot of graphic designers charge, you know, $1,000 for a project. So 3 projects, I'm in there. You know, 1 or 2 retainer clients on like $1,500 a month, I'm in there. It's not going to take a ton. The third option is my small business. That is the one that I want to be successful, but that is also the one that I want to give time to grow. I really am treating my business as a learning opportunity. I've opened businesses before, and I really open them with the expectation of like, this needs to blow up right now or I can't do it. I want my small business to be slower. I want to be able to learn how to be successful. I got my first sale this week from a stranger, not even like a friend or family, from my website, not like Etsy or anything. So I feel like I am learning and I am growing, but I have so much more to do. I also found 3 influencers this week who I'm going to be sending PR for my first launch. Like, I'm doing things. The needle is moving on the small business, but I want to give it time. So that's not my main area right now, but if it does happen to start making me some profit, like, I won't be mad at it, but it is something that I have going there. And I'm, from doing that, learning more. Like, I'm reading books about business and marketing and learning more about positioning and how to seem like a good option, and that is going to help me with my pitching for UGC and graphic design. The third pillar of the plan, the fourth pillar of the plan is letting go of things that I don't have time for. Letting go of things that do not make me self-employed by the end of the year. So YouTube, precious girl. But I've done, you all have heard this before, I've been doing YouTube for probably 8 years now, and I cannot pass 500 subscribers. YouTube has never, obviously, not been a moneymaker for me, and it's not even something where it's like, I just need to lock in, like I've locked in before. There's a lot of learning that needs to happen to get me to where I'm trying to go on YouTube, and I'm not trying to do that learning right now. I need to do this by the end of the year, and it's been 8 years of trying to learn YouTube. Clearly, there's a lot that I'm missing, so I'm not going to be prioritizing YouTube. I will still upload here when I have time. Hi, hello. I will try to do these updates at least monthly to keep myself accountable and to show the process, right? Like, I right now would love to see the process of somebody building up towards being self-employed from literally 0 to being able to quit their job. I would love to see that. So I'm sharing that process with you guys here. But YouTube will not be a focus for me, and it's not something that I think is likely to start making me money right now, so I'm focused on other things. And the second thing that I'm not going to be doing, because I'm focused on other things, is applying to jobs. Indeed and LinkedIn are not going to be hearing from me. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm a free bird. So the time that I would have spent applying to jobs, I will spend pitching myself for UGC and graphic design, because that's what I need to be doing. I will spend trying to grow my small business, because that's what I need to be doing, because I want to work for myself. And the final question that I posed to myself is, what if I fail? What if I try to do this and it doesn't ever amount to anything, and I don't ever figure it out, and by the end of the year I'm still making 0 or like not enough dollars to do freelance full time? And to that, I don't know. It is something that I will need to think on if we get closer to that point. But for right now, I have a lot of hubris. I have a lot of misplaced confidence. My therapist has been gassing me up. I've been watching business videos, and, you know, it's all about just believe you can, whatever mindset. Like, I've been feeling pretty confident. Like, I've always felt confident that I would get a full-time job, even when I was submitting the 400th application and getting yet another rejection email. I was always confident I will get a job. And I always got a job within a year. I did spend a year unemployed, but at the end of that year, I got a job. So it's like, if I can do it within a year, figure out a way to make enough money to survive, then I think I could figure out a way to be self-employed within a year. If I put in that same amount of effort, if not more, honestly, I've been putting in way more effort. If I put in that effort, it should be able to happen. And I don't know how. I'm basing this all on gypsy magic and vibes, but gypsy magic and vibes is all I have. I don't have any guarantees and I don't have any promises. But you don't have that in the corporate world either. They just laid off my whole team. Not even just my team, bro. They laid off like half the company. So you never have any promises. Nothing is ever guaranteed. And I feel like if I'm finally accepting that nothing is guaranteed, and I actually am not ever really stable, and I'm also never really happy with the corporate jobs I'm working, not fully at least. Any amount of happiness I have, they manage to fuck it off with layoffs every time. If that's gonna be the case, then why not bet on myself? I'm taking a bet regardless, and I'm tired of betting on major corporations because they don't care about me. So I'm gonna bet on me. And if I bet on me, and at the end of the year, I'm still not making enough from freelance, I'm still not making enough to be self-employed, theoretically, I'll still have my full-time job. So I'll be okay, and I can just carry on into next year, I guess. I'm not really sure. But right now, I don't want to think about it, because I'm very confident. Confident is a weird word. I'm very hopeful, and I just want to push full steam ahead. So I'll finish this up with an update of what has gone on so far, so that you guys are in the loop. So, for UGC, so far I have created a brief portfolio. It's just 3 videos, and I've pitched maybe like 10 to 15 companies. So, that's UGC so far. Trying to build up a portfolio, trying to get some contacts. For graphic design, I have made my Upwork profile. That's it. But next week, I'm going to get into pitching on Upwork. I'm going to look into Contra. I'm going to look into maybe cold pitching as well for graphic design. I kind of need to figure out the balance between graphic design and UGC, but I feel like the balance will show it to me based off whichever one works better. So, small business, as I mentioned, I sent out my first order. The price only amounted to one sale, but it seems like I'm doing something more correctly now than I had in the past already. So that's great. And I'm working on the second product launch. Sitting right here is some supplies that I bought. I bought a bunch last night. I bought a printer. I bought a Cricut. I've been spending money, girl, but you gotta spend money to make money. So I bought everything that I need for my first product launch. I have designed everything. I drew all of the designs. Finished that. I still need to go into InDesign and like lay out everything. It's a stationery business, by the way. So I'm laying out the stationery in InDesign, right? Still need to lay out everything, still need to actually print everything, do product photos, blah, blah, blah. I have a lot to do for the first launch, but I've decided on February 14th as my launch date, so I'll be pushing for that. And I already have 3 influencers, so I'm going to be sending PR, so hopefully they can get some new eyeballs on my merch, and maybe that'll amount to something. I'm going to continue to pitch to influencers to try and get as much reach on this launch as I can. So that's where I'm at. So far, from being self-employed, I am making $0 a month. Well, if we count the one sale, $4.99 a month. From my full-time job, I am still making my full-time income. So far, the scale, the balance, it's not really, I would be self-employed. This yap session has kind of gone on for a while, so there might not be a vlog after this. Sorry, but the vlog has already been filmed, so I can edit it and upload it and show it to you guys. But if you are interested in following along with me, because I'm new to this and I'm trying, I'm going to be really putting in a conscious effort, and so I would love to know what I could do more of, what I could do differently, what if this doesn't work, here's another thing to try. Any advice that you guys have, so please let me know in the comments. Please press subscribe if you were on a similar journey or would like to see someone along this path, and I'll see you next month for my update video. Thank you for watching.